Hey everybody, it's the Humpy Report. It's Jason live from Cottage Grove, Oregon on a Wednesday afternoon. And today on the Humpy Report, we are going to be talking about the Oregon Ducks 11th ranked in the nation, 18th ranked Auburn Tigers. They have a little thing called a football game on Saturday, ABC at 4:30 Pacific. 7:30 on the East Coast, 2:30 if you're in Hawaii. Um, Auburn's 3.5 point favorites in this ball game. Auburn coming off of an 8-5 season, 3-5 in the SEC. These two teams, Oregon and Auburn, had similar seasons last year. Both of them had a bad loss in the conference. Oregon um, they had a bad loss at Arizona. Auburn, they lost at home to a Tennessee team that was rebuilding last year. Both teams won the bowl game. Auburn's bowl victory is a lot more convincing than Oregon. Auburn beat Purdue in the bowl game, Music City Bowl, I believe, and they ran away. It was scored like 52-31 by Oregon. They won the Red Box Bowl in a score of 7-6. Only one touchdown was scored in that ball game. So, um, so what does Auburn have back? They have 7 starters on offense, 7 on the defense, and they have a true freshman quarterback at the helm that's starting for the Auburn Tigers. In Bo Nix, the first true freshman quarterback that's starting for the Auburn Tigers. And can Bo Nix be a quarterback that runs the Gus Malzahn's offense? A a um, a offense that has a lot of zone reads that try to take the top off the defense sometimes, and that really could be a speed tempo offense. Gus Malzahn has played Oregon before as an offensive coordinator in that 2010 BCS title game, which Auburn won a national title against Oregon, 22-19. One of the biggest heartbreaking defeats of me being a fan of Oregon, and it was the closest that Oregon has ever been to a national title game, and really heartbreaking. That was nearly 8-9 years ago. So, Bo Nix, what does he have on offense? Winlow, 800 yards last year, 5 touchdowns. They got Cam Martin, also a running back, 474 yards and 1 touchdown. And Seth Williams, wide receiver, 534 yards, 5 touchdowns. Anthony Schwartz. But we all know Auburn's strength to this team is the defensive line, led by Davidson and Treadwell and Brown. They have a deep rotation of guys in the defensive line, and can really cause issues to this veteran Oregon line. The Auburn defensive line and Oregon's offensive line is going to be one of the biggest keys to this football game. Oregon, we know Justin Herbert back for his senior year, but who's going to step up at wide receiver? My pick is Johnny Johnson at the third. I think he should have a breakout game against Auburn. Cam McCormick, I read it something that he is a game time decision. So, what wide receivers gonna step up for Oregon with the injury to Pittman, John Johnson, the Penn State transfer, can he make a difference in the game one? Um, or are they going to lean on CJ Verdell and Travis Dye? Um, so, and it's going to be an interesting on how Oregon's defense coordinator Andy Avalos will call this game. Is he going to send pressure? Is he going to play coverage? Is he going to mix it up and whatnot? This is his first game as a Power 5 defense coordinator, so that's going to be interesting. Um, Auburn has 100+ starts on the offensive line, so does Oregon. Um, so who needs this game more? I think they both need it because Auburn, the word is Gus Malzahn is always on the hot seat. He always needs a big win, and Oregon is probably carrying the Pac-12 banner, as as we know it, because the perception of the Pac-12 nationally is down, especially with Arizona losing to Hawaii by 7 last week in the Island. It's Oregon is the the lone shot for the Big 12 to get a good conference win. Yes, I do know UCLA plays Oklahoma in a couple weeks. I know Oregon State plays Oklahoma State Friday. Washington doesn't really play anybody big. Arizona State goes to Michigan State. But there's opportunities, but Oregon's pretty much the standalone game. That's the market game. Game day's gonna be there. So Oregon really needs to win this game because I really think Oregon can't go to the college football playoff without this win. Even if they go undefeated in the Pac-12, because the committee is going to look, hey, Oregon lost this game. So Oregon really needs this game for the committee resume. If Auburn loses, they could still get in if they win at the table because they have games with Georgia, Alabama, Texas A&M. The SEC is much deeper. Us living in the Pac-12 country, we know the Pac-12 is very balanced, but not the country knows it. So that's something to look out for. But really, for me as a football fan, football's back. Of course, I want Oregon to win this game. I'm not getting my hopes up too much, but Oregon's gonna win this. I have Auburn winning this game 34-20, just because Oregon struggles away from Austin Stadium. They're 0-2 in the AT&T Stadium. Losses to LSU and Ohio State. I just Oregon has to come out really early in the first quarter, get a lead, get confidence that they could win this ball game. If they do that, Oregon might have a shot, but for me, they have got to prove it to me that they could win on the road. They haven't been winning on the road, and this year you have a lot of key road games. They go to Washington, they go to Stanford, they go to USC. I don't care what USC is. USC is still USC, and they go to Arizona State. So there's a lot of key games on the road for Oregon to be successful. I have Oregon at 9-3, so it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be a great game. It's going to be a good game in the fourth quarter, but like I said, Oregon, Auburn, 4:30 ABC. It's going to be a great game. Once again, my name's been Jason. Have a great day. And that's just been the Humpy Report. Go Ducks.